Good morning. I want to thank you all for being here this morning, for all of the press to organize themselves very last minute for this emergency press conference. I am Jesse Fuentes, the older person of the 26th Ward, and to start our press conference today is Veronica Ocasio, who is the Director of Education and Programming, to walk us through the events of yesterday as it relates to Homeland Security and ICE agents being present here in Humboldt Park.
Good morning. My name is Veronica, and I am upset, frustrated, and literally in disbelief of what happened yesterday. Between the hours of 3 and 5 in our parking lot, Homeland Security presented themselves in force, Gestapo-style intimidation to our staff who was not ready. We were not ready. And we, as a staff, as the National Puerto Rican Museum, will not allow this bullying and intimidation to happen here. Everyone you see standing behind me is here because we will not take it. Absolutely not. We will never allow people to be kidnapped, intimidated, bullied. I'm sorry. It was horrible what happened yesterday. And I could only imagine what our people, our Latino people, feel every day. We are not exempt, but we have a voice. And this community will always stand for righteous and justice, for the voices, for the marginalized, for the disenfranchised. We will always stand together. We will be louder. We will grow stronger because this community was built on resilience. Everything we have is what because we fought for it. And we will continue to fight for human rights, for dignity, for transparency, for understanding. That is not happening. We are a sanctuary museum. I don't care what exactly your word is. We're a sanctuary museum, a sanctuary community, a sanctuary city and state. And we will continue to protect and defend and show up anytime Homeland Security tries to threaten or intimidate us. We are not going anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Yesterday at about 3:05, we watched the parking lot get filled with about 15 to 20 Homeland Security vehicles, in which they stayed here for about 2 hours coming in and out of our community. After being asked to leave by staff members of the museum, Homeland Security proceeded to tell staff members of this museum that they could be wherever they want, whenever they want, and however they want. In conversations among one another, they also made comments about festivals happening in this community, looking at the museum in terms of their exits and entrances for what seemed to be a plan to come and terrorize our residents as they come enjoy our park in cultural and Latino events in this community. I want to be clear. Parks, public goods in our community have always been meant to be accessible to our families as opportunities to build community with one another, as opportunities for them to experience joy, not to be terrorized, not to be filled with fear, and not to be intimidated by an agency like Homeland Security. As the older person of the 26th Ward, we will not tolerate this type of behavior in Humboldt Park. But more importantly, we have Chicago Park District elected officials. We have the leadership of the museum who stand firm in their commitment to protecting the immigrant community of Humboldt Park. Everything that we have done here has been in struggle. To put the largest Puerto Rican steel flags on Division Street came out of struggle. I stood with a Puerto Rican flag in front of Arabeto Church, protecting El Vida Arellano from ICE. If I do that again, I will. We are also clear today that with the lease that the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture has with Chicago Park Districts makes everything inside the fence private property. You know, in this moment, it is collective power that makes everything possible. And it is with every single person that I have here with me today that we are going to be able to keep our residents safe, not just in Humboldt Park, but across the city of Chicago. Because when they come for one of us, they come for all of us. So please help me welcome my colleague, the alderperson of the 35th Ward, Alderman Anthony Quesada.
Good morning. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. People. Power. People. Power. That is right. Good morning, brothers, sisters, and siblings. My name is Anthony Quesada, and I'm proudly representing the 35th Ward, our neighborhoods of Hermosa, Logan Square, Irving Park, and Avondale. And I am pissed off. Let me tell you why. Because what ICE is doing is that they're intentionally trying to intimidate our community members. Right. What they did yesterday was a blatant attack, a fear tactic, to show us that they're the big boss in town. No, Chicago, I wish you could see this room. This room is filled with community. This room is filled with the true power of our city. Sanctuary laws are not enough. It is the people who will defend all of us. It is the people who will keep our city safe. It is the people in this room who look out after our neighbors. So what happened yesterday was an intentional scare tactic, and it has nothing to do with safety. It was meant to send a message to our undocumented neighbors, to our cultural institutions, and to our entire community that they are being watched and that they are not safe. But let us be absolutely clear. We reject that message. We will not be intimidated. We will not allow federal overreach to violate our rights or our spaces, and we will resist, and we will protect our neighbors. Our culture is not a threat, our people are not a target, and our community will stand together against this disgraceful abuse of power. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My colleague who shares much of Humboldt Park with me through his representation of the 36th Ward, please help me welcome Alderman Gilbert Villegas.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Just this past weekend, we celebrated our 250th year of independence. And I can tell you that as a combat Marine, I'm very disheartened to see that the oath I took to defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, right now what we have in the White House is a domestic terrorist. Make no mistake, make no mistake, our community is under attack. The Latino community, brown people, are being targeted by this administration. And what we saw in Washington, D.C., the bill that passed, the BBB, or
Big betrayal bill.
Big betrayal bill, as Congresswoman stated, has funded the Homeland Security and ICE at record levels. We will resist. We will fight back. And I tell you, I'm here to support my colleagues to make sure that our community is still safe. So again, thank you. It's time to stand up. It's time to fight back.
Thank you. Up next is a sister that always understands what solidarity is, coming from Humacao, Puerto Rico, representing the 33rd Ward. Please help me welcome Alderperson Vildana.
Good morning, everybody. I will speak in English and then I will speak in Spanish briefly. As my colleague from 26 said, I am from Humacao, Puerto Rico, and that means that I here for the same reason that I came here, because it was impossible to live under the conditions that we were. Puerto Ricans have a history of struggle and a history of solidarity, and we are going to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters, with our siblings that are here because they needed to come here. Now they have a whole life here and they make our lives better. Everything is better because they are here. And we are going to continue to be here with them. Puerto Rico is a welcoming community, just as Jesse said. Everything that we have built here, everything that was built here in Humboldt Park was out of sheer struggle, and it was in collaboration with other people as well. And we are going to do a united front, and they are not taking anybody from here. We are not going to allow it. But I do think that it is important that we remember the reasons why people came here. Because the borders crossed them. They did not cross the border. Quickly in Spanish. Estamos aquí hoy en solidaridad con todos nuestros hermanos, hermanas, inmigrantes. Sabemos que están aquí por la misma razón que yo estoy aquí. Yo soy puertorriqueña, yo viví bajo el colonialismo estadounidense que impide que Puerto Rico pueda progresar en muchísimas maneras, y por eso yo estoy aquí. Y esa es la misma razón por la que todas estas personas están aquí. Y la cosa más bonita, yo creo que es que ellos vienen aquí a hacer comunidad. Han estado aquí mucha gente por generaciones. Y ahora el gobierno de los Estados Unidos está tratando de sacarlos de aquí, de arrebatarnos a nuestros vecinos, a la gente que construyó esto con nosotros, y no lo vamos a permitir. Aquí vamos a estar todos nosotros y no se van a llevar ni una sola persona de nosotros, y no lo vamos a permitir. Gracias.
We welcome our brother from the Southwest side, Alderperson Barracito Lopez.
Thank you, Alderperson Jesse Fuentes, and thank you to everybody who's here in this room. Because it wouldn't on any of us, it wouldn't on all of us. And what we saw yesterday, and what we continue to see in Chicago and across the country, is a call of action for all of us.
Yes.
Our immigrant community is being racially profiled.
Yes.
And that is not only illegal, it is immoral, and it's wrong at every level. As a father, as an immigrant who has come because, as Alderperson Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez said, because of colonial policies that continue to displace hundreds of thousands of people that come to find safe spaces in our community and are being terrorized. Because what they're trying to do is implement terror in our communities. This is intimidation, and this will not stand. I call on every level of government to protect Chicago, to protect the state, to protect each other. Yes. This is unacceptable, and we will not tolerate it. Our commitment, I'm glad to hear here in Humboldt Park, it shows the solidarity among our communities, from the southwest side, to the north side, to the west side, to the south side. We stand together. Mi solidaridad y mi agradecimiento a toda la comunidad en Humboldt Park que ha venido el día de hoy en solidaridad con nuestra comunidad migrante. Lo que estamos viendo es el acoso y la criminalización, deshumanización de nuestra comunidad migrante. Muchos de nosotros hemos venido aquí a este país huyendo de la violencia, de las políticas coloniales que hacen la violencia una política pública. Hemos visto lo que ha pasado en Latinoamérica. Dictadores que se han implementado brutalmente. La gente que viene huyendo de la violencia a buscar lugares seguros y los han encontrado en nuestra ciudad. Lo han encontrado en Humboldt Park, en Pilsen, en La Villita, en toda la ciudad de Chicago, orgullosamente una ciudad migrante, santuario. Por eso mi llamado a todos los oficiales electos, a todos los niveles de gobierno, el gobernador, el alcalde, a trabajar en conjunto para proteger a nuestra comunidad. Inadecuado lo que está pasando. Estos billones de dólares que se han invertido en aterrorizar a nuestra comunidad tienen que tener una respuesta local urgente. Nosotros no nos dejamos, ni nos registramos, ni nos vamos. Nosotros estamos aquí en plan de lucha, en solidaridad unidos.
Ataques no solamente a la comunidad migrante, para todos nosotros con nuestra piel oscura. Ese es el ataque hacia nosotros. Pero nosotros no nos vamos, nosotros nos quedamos porque nosotros somos fuertes, nosotros nos gusta luchar y nunca nos vamos a dejar de esa administración que nos sigan atacando, porque Pueblo Unido jamás será vencido. Una vez más, Pueblo Unido jamás será vencido. Y nunca nos vamos a vencer.
La migra fuera de Chicago.
La migra. Gracias, real quick. I'm all over Ruth Cruz, proud to be an immigrant, and my story is the same story of many millions of immigrants that were here. We came here for a better life, education, jobs, and we love this country. We respect this country. However, that's not the same love we're receiving nowadays. But we will continue to fight. We will continue to be in places like this to fight for our community because they're not alone. We're here with all of us. So I want to thank those from different walks of life who have stand with us, who have volunteered with us. Thank you. Because of you, we're stronger. So thank you so much.
And that is the beauty of community. Right. We have built that. Everyone here, so many people here have built Barrio Puerto Rican. And I want to tell you why I'm so proud of it. I am a daughter of a man from Puerto Rico, Arecibo. Yeah. And a mother from Mexico. So I got my little pin here, my Puerto Rican flag and my Mexican flag that my staff got me because they know I'm proud of my heritage. And I want to tell you that as a daughter of an undocumented immigrant, when my mom came here at the age of 14, she came on a visa. At the age of 19, she married a U.S. citizen. They applied for her U.S. residency, and it was denied. She continued to be undocumented for my entire life, up until a couple years ago. I had to become an immigration lawyer just to understand why the system was so racist and exclusionary. Why would they do that to our family? But it's not just our family. I grew up not understanding why we're treated as second-class citizens. And now my neighbors are being treated as second-class citizens. I see every day the parents scared. I get phone calls from my neighbors and the parents that are in the school where my son goes. Scared, terrified. They say, I did it the right way. I applied for asylum. I presented myself at the border. Why am I now being terrorized? And I feel that same fear that I felt as a little 5-year-old girl. Not knowing if my mother was going to be there when I came back from school. And I know that now my son and his neighbors are feeling that same fear. But what we have created here is a sanctuary community, by the Rican, a sanctuary city, and a sanctuary state. Why did we create that here? Because people like me grew up and said, this is not right. People like the people you see here in this room, behind us and in front of us, said, I am going to do something different in the future. I am not going to treat people the way I was treated. I'm going to create a sanctuary. And guess what? We've gotten to office. We created welcoming city policies at the city level. And at the state level, we have sanctuary policies. And I just passed a law that said that ICE is not going to be allowed in schools. That's not state law. Was the Senate sponsor of that bill, and we fought hard. We had to fight hard, but guess what? The state of Illinois is behind us. And I just want the community to know. The state of Illinois, the House, the Senate, our Attorney General, our Governor, the Attorney General has filed multiple lawsuits. The Governor has stood up and signed those laws like the Trust Act, and we're going to continue. We're going to continue to find every single way to block ICE because they have no home here. They don't have any home here. This is our home. And we will not give it up.
Omar Aquino in the state senator of the 2nd District, which represents proudly Humboldt Park. I'm a resident of Humboldt Park. My family has lived in Humboldt Park since the 1960s. And I get to be a neighbor. I walked here, and I want to tell you about my walk here. I walked down La Division, beautiful Division Street in Paseo Boricua, Bajo Borique. And I was reminded this morning of a few things of why ICE messed up. They can't punk us.
That's right.
Because when I walked down that street, I was reminded of our history, of those flags, of those murals, of the sweat, blood, and tears that people have in resistance and resilience of this community, of standing together in unity and fighting back. Because some might say, well, what's the big deal? They were parked in a parking lot and so forth. No, well, let me tell you what the big deal is. Puerto Ricans and people from Humboldt Park especially recognize government overreach.
Yes.
We recognize militarization when we see it.
That's
We
right.
recognize colonization when we see it. And we speak up. We fight back. We get together and we work together as a community and are resistant and resilient. There is no mistake of why they chose here, why they chose that parking lot, and when they chose it. This city and this community celebrates its heritages. We have a lot of festivals in the city. This is the best city in the world. But especially in the summer, it's a great old time. Because you can go to every single community and there is a celebration there of community, of heritage, of differences that makes us great. And this community is like that. We just celebrated our Puerto Rican parade and festivals. We're about to celebrate our Barrio Fest, Arts Fest right here this weekend. We are going to celebrate the Colombian Fest in a little bit, and then Paseo Boricua not too later. I want to send a message to everyone out there, to anyone from Humboldt Park, from Chicago, if you live nearby. Our existence is our resistance. Let's fight back. Come and celebrate. Come be in the community. Don't let them punch us. Don't let them beat us. And one last thing is that our congressman gave some papers or resignation letters to the Secretary of Homeland Security. Maybe she should have accepted them.
Senator. Please help me welcome our sister in the State Senate, Senator Graciela Guzman.
Good morning. I'm State Senator Graciela Guzman. My pronouns are she, her, they, yeah. And I'm really proud to represent the tiniest piece of Humboldt Park. But it's still a little piece. And a lot of Northwest. I was thinking about what I would say, and I heard neighbors in discussing the event of yesterday say, well, it's just one time. Right? And I was trying to line it up in the sequence of everything that we have experienced over the last couple of months. A relentless chain of ripping neighbors and loved ones, not just away from our community, but from their own families, from their own lives, from their own dreams, from their children, from their workplaces, from the communities that we represent and that we love, and the fabric that we all are together. Right? That's been so relentless, it's in our daily vernacular, every day. I know that in my own family, my family lives and resides in Los Angeles, where for the last couple of weeks, the militarization of Los Angeles has been unavoidable. My sisters have struggled to get home sometimes in curfew. They have made alternate routes. My father no longer works his normal work path. We had a cousin disappear a couple of months ago. We just learned he's in Guantanamo. Wow. Oh my God. Doesn't matter who you are, who you're connected to. Yeah. This is an administration that will seek to dehumanize, to rip away our citizenship, to rip away our status, to rip away our history, to try to rip away the very fabric of who we are as humans. So I say that all to say that the fact that you have electeds that come from your community, que hablan su lengua, that remember exactly who we are. You are electing us to do in this moment a charge to protect our people.
Yes,
right?
yes.
To protect our people. Using every single tool at our disposal. You've heard it today. The legal process is there. We're working it. We're collaborating with people. We're using policy because unlike the Trump administration that thinks that we're not smart and intelligent, we are curating the use of policy to protect our people. Because we can. We can. You're hearing our electeds mobilize their resources to educate and empower and put the mantle of protection on our people. But what I really want to celebrate as a story here is our rapid response network. That's right. Of thousands of neighbors here in the Northwest that are saying, I'm willing to put my body on the line to protect my neighbor. That is the ultimate love, the ultimate courage, the ultimate solidarity. Which is the way of saying, before I close in Spanish really fast, Chicago, come try it, but we've been organized. Come on. Come try Chicago, but we love each other. Come try Chicago, but out here, we put our body on the line, we put our policy on the line, and we will continue to uphold our sanctuary status at every single level of government. Yep. Soy la senadora estatal Graciela Guzmán, orgullosamente descendiente de familia salvadoreña que en este momento vive en Los Ángeles, donde ha habido trastorno de una administración que sigue militarizando esa ciudad para no solo terrorizar a nuestras familias, para imponer un terror último que está provocando que familias se queden en casa, que no hagan sus actividades. Hablé sobre mi personal en mi familia, donde tuvimos a un familiar que había desaparecido, que acabamos de aprender, que está en Guantánamo. Punto es una administración que no le importa quién somos, de dónde vengamos y dónde vamos, ¿no? Pero aquí en Chicago sabemos defendernos. Sabemos usar cada herramienta que tenemos a cada nivel de gobierno para protegernos, y voy a levantar los éxitos de los miembros comunitarios e individuos que se están organizando para proteger a nuestros vecinos. En este momento pueden tratarnos, pero vamos a continuar organizándonos. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Senator. Please help me welcome our Cook County Commissioner, Jessica Vasquez.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Vasquez. I'm 8th District Cook County Commissioner, and I'm here in my official capacity to say loud and clear, ICE is not welcome here.
No.
Right? They're not welcome in Humboldt Park, they're not welcome in our city, and they're not welcome in our state.
ICE is not welcome.
ICE is not welcome. I'm the daughter of Colombian immigrants. The fact that they are attacking these events and these spaces that are so safe, these events that uplift our cultural heritage, it is shameful. It goes to show that they are not targeting individual people. They are targeting entire communities. I want to thank our neighbors, our residents that are part of our rapid response teams, who are working every day so that when ICE is watching us, we are watching them back. That's right. Education is the best first line of defense. I encourage everyone to visit the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, to get in touch with their local rapid response team, and to know your rights. Because it is that information that keeps us safe, and it is the way in which we work together, the way in which we organize within our neighborhoods, within our communities. That is how we combat this authoritarianism. That is the way that we negate this government overreach. And so I want to thank everyone for coming out here. Solidarity is the key. Solidarity is the path. Please get involved with your local rapid response team. Please know your rights, and let's move forward together and make sure that ICE is out of Humboldt Park, ICE is out of Chicago, ICE is out of Illinois. Thank you.
We're going to our last few speakers, but before we do, I want to acknowledge folks that are in the room. We have State Senator Karina Villa with us. We have organizations like Vigo Family Services, Humboldt Park Health, Casa Central, the Humboldt Park Advisory Council, New Life Church, New Life Community Centers. We have Palenque. I'm not going to get everybody, I'm sorry, but I'll come back and I'll get some more shout outs, I promise. Please help me welcome a brother who has always been in solidarity with the Puerto Rican community. He comes through for all of our festivals, our parade. He has been a part of bringing out the best of Puerto Rican culture, while he is also the producer of Colombian Fest. And in Humboldt Park, we are friends with all of our Latino neighbors. So please help me welcome the producer of Colombian Fest, George Ortega.
Buenas tardes, muchas gracias a la comunidad latina, la comunidad de Humboldt Park. Thank you everybody for coming out and the support we got here. Just a backstory, my family came to the United States like 6 years ago, right here to Homeland Park. I grew up in this park. My dad and his friends played soccer in these fields. So the Colombians here have been in this neighborhood for a long time, and many generations of Colombians and South Americans have been coming to Chicago. We want to welcome everybody next weekend to the Colombian Fest. Don't be afraid. The event is well organized. We will have security, our own private security. The whole area, the whole north side of the park on North Avenue in Kedzie is all fenced off, and we have the right to deny anyone to come inside. We have permits to be here to hold the festival, and we have the right and to deny anybody entry. So please feel safe to come to the festival, and with the support of all the officials. Y que viva Colombia, viva Puerto Rico. We'll see you guys next week. Muchas gracias. Aquí estamos. Also Community Day, as we give back to our community. Friday is our grand community day. It's free for everyone. So come on through. We have the support of the Chicago Police Department, the Chicago Park District, the Alderman Jesse Fuentes, and all the officials. It's a free event showing our culture, music, food, pride. Muchas gracias. We'll see you next week.
I want to recognize some of our institutions that have been in our community for decades and also have taught us what solidarity is. We have Segundo Luis Belvis in the house, Puerto Rican Heritage Theater Company. I also want to recognize the legal teams that support us. We have People's Law Office, Westtown Law Office, and of course, we have the pleasure of having the Hispanic Federation in the house. Now, the organization that has been front and center in educating our community and ensuring that they are representing immigrant and migrants across the state of Illinois, who is and always have been our friends. Please help me welcome Esme Montesinos from the Illinois Coalition of Immigrant and Refugee Rights.
Hi, good morning, buenos días a todos. My name is Esmeralda Montesinos, that is Esmeralda, Montesinos, Montesinos. And I'm an organizer with the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. Since the Trump administration came into office this year, ICE has escalated their abductions and taken on new and more disturbing tactics. And our immigrant communities have been the ones to pay the price. ICE exists to separate families and disrupt normalcy in all communities for citizens and immigrants alike. Emboldened and funded at record levels thanks to the passage of Trump and MAGA's big, horrible bill, ICE is preparing to escalate even further. We have reason to believe that here in Humboldt Park, we may see what they demonstrated earlier this week in Los Angeles. But let me be clear. No matter which party has controlled the White House, ICE has never kept us safe. That's right. Through sharing Know Your Rights information, organizing rapid response teams, upholding local welcoming city ordinances, and partnerships with our local leaders, our communities, keep each other safe.
That's right.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
And this is a moment for us to continue in that strength. This administration is trying to break us, but we organize, we educate, and we protect one another. other. We do that by sharing information about rights afforded to everyone in this country, regardless of their immigration status, and by building community in our neighborhoods and on our blocks. Remember, you have the right to film police activity, you have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to speak with an attorney. Finally, if you suspect any ICE activity or someone in your family has been taken by ICE, call the Family Support Hotline at 855-435-7693. And you can also download our Know Your Rights materials on our website at icer.org. Thank you.
National Mexican Museum is here with us. I want to introduce someone, whether it's been his capacity as the president of the National Museum for Puerto Rican Arts and Culture, or if it was his capacity as older person of the 26th Ward. Billy Ocasio has always stood with the immigrant community in Humboldt Park. He has always stood up. He has always supported the Welcoming City Ordinance. He has always upheld sanctuary policies. And he's always committed to doing that here at the National Museum for Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. Please help me welcome President Billy Ocasio.
Let me thank all of you for being here. Let me thank those organizations that said presente. Let me thank the elected officials who did not waste any time. I mean, last night we texted, and within seconds they were all responding. Thank you all for what you have done. Let me thank our museum world. Last night I heard from the Midwest Association of Museums. I heard from the American Alliance of Museums. I heard from all the museums in Puerto Rico. I heard from the DuSable Museum here in Chicago. And I heard, and I want to thank my great friend, who him and I have been having this discussion for a few months. We knew it was going to happen. I want to thank Jose Ochoa from the Mexican Finance. Let me say, they think that we can't come together, that our communities can't come together. Well, I think this is proof that our Latino community will come together.
That's right.
They don't want us here, but yet they want us here to do the jobs that even their own people won't do. They don't want us here, but they want us to cook for them. They don't want us here, but they want us to raise their children for them. And they love our taxes, because everybody pays taxes. You know, I'm not going to take this very long because you heard from such inspiring people. So let me just cut it short, and let me say this. Come to Barrio Arts Fest this weekend.
Yes, that's right.
Our artists wait for this all year long. They are the backbone of our community, our artists. Come to this festival this weekend. Go to Colombian Festival next weekend.
That's right.
And then go to Bandera Bandera.
Yes.
Because you could try to intimidate us all you want. We've been there. We've done this before. And we will survive, and we will resist, and we will be alive. So les pregunto a todos, digan presente. Digan presente. Y nosotros vamos a seguir plantando bandera.
Don't forget, come to Body Arts Fest this weekend. We have our own Melissa Dupre MC this weekend. We have the best iPad sound from Humboldt Park and across the city this weekend. And get to support our Colombian community next weekend. Because those food vendors, those artesanos, they need you. They need your money. And they need you to support that community. You know, we can't do this without a champion in Washington, D.C. We can't do this without someone who's unapologetic about standing with our immigrant community and putting herself on the line. We can't do this without someone brave enough to provide and hand off a resignation letter to the Secretary of Defense. We can't do this without Congresswoman Daniela Ramirez.
Representante Lilian Jiménez lo dijo. A mucha gente aquí, cuando llegó a este país, encontró mucho sufrimiento. Encontró las oportunidades que pensaban, pero continuaron trabajando duro. Y trabajaron duro y criaron a sus hijos con el compromiso que cuando fueran grandes, iban a hacer las cosas que tal vez ellos no pudieron hacer. Que cuando ellos fueran grandes, iban a poder amar a la gente con compasión, con autoridad y con unidad. Y este momento es el resultado del trabajo de todos los ancestors, todas las abuelitas, todos los tíos, todos los papás que han sufrido tanto para que sus hijos salgan adelante y defiendan al pueblo. Muchos de nuestros padres cruzaron muchas fronteras, 1800 millas, por tal vez Salvador, Guatemala, Colombia, México. Vinieron en barco, en avión, forzados a salir de su isla y están aquí, y han estado aquí, y han creado lo que es lindo de este país. Así que yo quiero asegurarme antes que diga un poquito más lo que está pasando en Washington, lo que estamos haciendo. Quiero decir esto. Yo sé que es fácil vivir el miedo, y te voy a decir que hay momentos que yo también tengo miedo. Yo sé que es muy fácil tal vez sentirse paralizado lo que estás viendo en noticias y lo que este presidente que quiere ser un rey está haciendo. Pero ¿sabes cómo gana? Cuando dejamos que ese miedo nos controle. Y este pueblo, la gente que tú ves aquí, las organizaciones que tú ves aquí, los electos que tú ves aquí, no van a dejar que ese presidente gane en Chicago. Vamos a pelear y a defender a la comunidad inmigrante por todo lo que tenemos. Así que este fin de semana ven a Barrio Fest. Esta comunidad te protegerá y estará contigo apoyándote. Vente al Festival Colombiano el fin de semana próximo porque estaremos aquí protegiéndote, defendiéndote y apoyándote. ¿Verdad que sí? Y ya es no está guapa. Y se lo dije a la secretaria de Seguridad Nacional, te lo digo de nuevo. Renuncia o voy a ponerte artículos para que te remuevan. Look, you've heard it from the organizations on the ground. You're hearing it from my local elected officials here. I want to make sure that it's very clear. In a time where this president attempts to pit us against each other every single day, where he changes his mind based on his likes on socials, on his true social, when he attempts to figure out ways to create wedges among Black, Latino, Asian American communities, around poor people, I want to make sure that it is very clear that yes, they think that they're going to bring fear, and they think that it wasn't enough to lure immigrants to the courthouse to try to abduct them in their workplace, with their terror machine of ICE that they, by the way, just got $150 billion to add to. Disgusting, despicable. And what we've seen in California is unidentified ICE agents. And I keep saying, if you have to cover yourself up to abduct people, then you're a terrorist yourself. colleagues, to my friends here. We are people of resilience and resistance. And I want to make sure that it is clear. Whether it's Barrio Fest, Colombian Fest, Mexican Independence Day Parade, Bandera Bandera, when we have our festival at the beginning during Labor Day, the people here will continue to stand in solidarity. And here's what we're also going to do. We're going to make sure that the city and the state level, you're going to legislate, when we can't legislate in the same way at the federal level. And then we're going to also make sure that our Attorney General has the support and others as we're doing legal action and elevating it, because what this administration is doing is violating the Constitution, violating human rights. But none of that works if you're not agitating, if you're not organizing, if you're not mobilizing. So al pueblo, we need you to keep organizing, because without you, we can't do what we do. So here's what I want to end here in saying this. All these tactics of authoritarianism are about control. It's about suppressing dissent. It's about trying to dismantle resistance. And it's about trying to paralyze our communities. It's about creating these crazy spectacles of violence to pit people against each other and then justify their tactics when they get caught. Right. But let me be very clear to Secretary Nolan that I know you're going to get a chance to watch this, because we're going to tag you to send it to you. You are not welcome in Chicago. Neither is Donald Trump. Neither is Tom Homan. Neither is Stephen Miller. I'm not welcome here. And so what I need to ask of the people here, this is a time for us to come together and love on each other in a radical way, in a way that perhaps we haven't seen, because that is how we're going to survive and thrive after we get through this administration. We have to make sure that we resist, we don't normalize these abuses, we have to cooperate with each other, and we have to make sure that at the state level, at the city level, we remain a sanctuary state and city. We have to make sure that we pass legislation so these masks finally come off and start abducting our communities. And that's why I'm one of the chief co-sponsors on that legislation at the federal level. Come on, Chief. And here's the last thing I want to say to you. It's time to escalate our fight back and our push back against this fascist government. That's right. It's time for us to reconsider what ICE is all about. Because the reality is that what I was told was that ICE was created after 9/11 to go after terrorists. But what happens when ICE becomes a terrorist? We have to defund them. We have to defund them. It's time to defund ICE. Because $150 billion of your taxpayer dollars is going to ICE. You know where it's not going? It's not going to Medicaid. You know where it's not going? It's not going to higher education. You know where it's not going? It's not going to nutrition. You know where it's not going? It's not going to infrastructure. It's not going to the communities that need it for their daily quality of life, which is exactly why in the coming weeks we will be fighting legislation to start breaking down the way that ICE operates, because it is time we hold them accountable. And it is time for Congress to take legal action against Secretary Nolan and Donald Trump. And that's what I intend to do when I get back next Monday. Designation, let me tell you guys, you picked the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mayor Johnson yesterday was asked about whether there could be CPD safety perimeters around public spaces. He was not quite sure if it's legally able to do that. Is that something you want to see?
Yeah, we had a subject matter hearing in the Committee of Immigrant and Refugee Rights just last week, where we are investigating these very questions. We want to understand what is CPD's role when individuals, particularly residents of our community, are being battered, beaten, and kidnapped by ICE. CPD has a role to protect and serve. We want to understand what that means. We have a superintendent that cares about the residents of the city of Chicago, who is committed to protecting the residents of the city of Chicago. He is doing his best to find every way possible in which he can protect the residents. Perimeters around festivals, perimeters around cultural events, is attacking the religious use.
Gracias. En español quería preguntar, ¿quién estuvo ayer aquí cuando los agentes federales llegaron? Y si nos pueden describir la situación en español.
Nuestro equipo del staff estaba aquí, todo el equipo estaba aquí.
And if you could describe in Spanish what happened.
Ellos vinieron al estacionamiento de nosotros, estaban ahí como más de 15 vehículos y nuestro equipo preguntó quiénes son, dijeron de Homeland Security y ella preguntó si se puede ir de la área porque es todo privado, pero no siguieron, dijeron que no.
Ingresaron al espacio, entraron aquí.
Sí. Sí, entraron. Uno entró, nuestro equipo tenía miedo y quería asegurar que nada iba a pasar a nuestro equipo, solo la dejó pasar. Para el baño.
¿Cuál era el motivo, el propósito, supuestamente?
No sabemos, oímos que fue porque estaba averiguando sobre el festival, que no sé si es nuestro festival, el festival colombiano, no sabemos, pero estaban hablando sobre el festival y qué iban a hacer. Para nosotros, estaban aquí para asegurar que nos iban a asustar y eso no va a suceder.
¿Cómo estaban vestidos? ¿Qué tipo de camionetas eran?
Todo negro, estaba todo en negro.
¿Les mostraron algún tipo de...?
Y el vestido era el policía, decía policía.
¿Nunca definieron el propósito?
No así indirectamente, más hablando con uno de nuestro equipo, diciendo que estaban aquí, que no tenían que irse, y nosotros no estábamos preparados para bregar con esto en ese momento. Ahora sí, pero en ese momento ayer, nuestro equipo estaba asustado.
¿No tenían ninguna orden, no mostraron nada?
No, nada, no mostraron nada. Ella preguntó, ¿por qué están aquí? ¿Podemos estar?
Veronica, once again, can I ask you to go through that in English and just describe to us when they first arrived, just kind of walk through.
Yes, and we have footage that we will share. We haven't been able to download it, but you'll be able to go to the back and see the footage yourself of the agents coming into our parking lot between 305 and 445. They were coming in droves, walking around the parking lot area. Our staff noticed, they went out. We usually do have police officers who are friends and support the museum who come and they change the shifts and they ask them how we're doing, they check on the museum, but this time we knew it was different. And so the staff went out and they asked, what are you doing here, who you are? They said, we are Homeland Security and we're accompanied by detectives. She asked what district, we know some of the detectives in this area. They said, we're from everywhere. It's like, could you please leave, this is private property. And they refused to leave. And she, at that point, got intimidated. And I'm not going to name her because she is scared. And so she did get intimidated, and they asked her, well, we're going to go inside and use the bathroom. She did not. She wanted to comply, because she was not sure if they had legal right to come in or not. So she allowed her in the bathroom. At that point, one of our other staff members went outside. They were being aware of what was happening. They were throwing out garbage, and they heard them talking about plans for the festival. And so that, again, put us on alert, like, okay, this is not just a normal, which it's never normal with ICE gatherings in the community, but this is targeted intimidation tactic.
And they never showed an ID?
No. And we did not, again, we did not know, we did not ask.
Algunos de los funcionarios electos se han comunicado con alguna agencia federal para confirmar exactamente a qué agencia representaban estos agentes o tienen la capacidad de hacerlo para determinar también cuál era el propósito.
Mi oficina está chequeando con el Departamento de Seguridad Nacional. Tienes que entender que en este momento incluso nosotros nos quieren la información de lo difícil de momento, pero creo que es muy importante que entiendan. La práctica de ellos es no identificarse. Si no tienen que identificarse, pueden decir que no fueron ellos cuando se metan en problemas. Yo creo que en este momento también es intimidación. Con la legislación que acaba de pasar la semana pasada, que les va a dar 150 billones de dólares, ellos van a tener la habilidad de poder contratar cuádruple la cantidad de gente. Entonces están contratando gente que no está viniendo directamente en la manera que los agentes federales entran al sistema. Te voy a decir, yo estoy en el Comité de Seguridad Nacional. En momentos se tarda 3 a 6 meses para poder contratar a una persona, el proceso es así de largo. Ellos están bypassing todo, contratando oficiales correccionales que fueron votados a las prisiones, diferentes personas que tal vez hicieron un poquito de seguridad en un momento de su vida, porque desesperadamente quieren mantener a la gente. Literalmente están sacando a gente de IRS, están investigando a la gente que no paga impuestos, que los millonarios, los están poniendo ahora a trabajar. Si no se identifican, no hay manera de nosotros confirmar. Y por eso creo que es muy importante decir esto. Nosotros en el Congreso, los demócratas, estamos comenzando a ver acción legal, porque lo que estamos encontrando es que va a ser tal vez un passive action en contra de la agencia y el presidente, pero específicamente la agencia, por la violación de información y la inhabilidad de dejarnos entrar o someter información que es pública para congresistas. Yeah.
We'll take the last question here.
Please get that in English.
So he was asking about identifying. The point is that they're usually not going to identify themselves, although in this case they did say we're with Homeland and they said they could be anywhere. They've been pretty emboldened, especially after this bill just passed, because they're going to get about $150 billion more. And the $150 billion will allow them to be able to, in some cases, quadruple the hiring. You can't hire that many agents this quickly. It usually was taking 3 to 6 months to be able to bring people on board because of the process of training, going through paperwork, going through all the background checks. They're not background checking these people. They're hiring former correctional officers, someone who did a little bit of security here. They're deploying IRS staff to come and do this, which is also why you're noticing that they won't identify themselves. And they identify. My understanding is that they did identify themselves to her. Some of them get emboldened. They said we're with Homeland Security, and they said we could be wherever we want. And when they were asked to leave, they said we don't have to leave. We're law enforcement.
And then they were let in.
And then once that he had to use the bathroom, use intimidation. Now imagine 15 officers out there, more than 15 officers, 15 vehicles. And so he came to use the restroom. And what we understand it to be is that they're trying to survey the area in order for them to come, the way they did in California, in order to prepare themselves to come back for the festivals that we're having in the next few days.
So after the bathroom use, then they went through the property. So they
stepped out and left.
So they did use the bathroom.
They used the restroom and they left.
They did use the restroom.
They did use, yeah.
There was only one employee on site.
No, we had our staff here, not one employee, we had staff.
And all the staff members watched from outside.
Yes, they were terrified. They were watching the cameras, they were terrified.
Thank you. For media and journalists that want to see the video footage, Director Veronica Ocasio will take you to the back room. They're still working with the tech company to get a full download to provide to you all. But for those of you all who want to see the footage for a story,